okay, to wear them or not. No, not shoes, socks, t-shirts, things of that sort. You should always wear those. Talking about school uniforms. School uniforms policy for each state is different. For each school is different. But most states, they base their dress code or uniform policy on either wearing a school uniform or not. My personal opinion, I think each student or each school or school system should implement wearing school uniforms for reasons of eliminating opportunities for ridicule of less fortunate students or less popular students. Also, the decrease in theft and violence. A lot of kids get bullied or picked on and get into a lot of fights because they don't have on the best brand of clothing, or their clothes don't look as good as the next person. So they tend to get picked on and get bullied because of that. I think a school uniform could put a stop to that or maybe eliminate that problem. Also, instill discipline in students. Uniformity, even in the military, we all have to wear uniform and look the same. Brings about unity in so many words. Also, it helps school officials identify a student that actually goes to that school or a trespasser that's on campus. Easily spotted. He's wearing regular clothes and not a school uniform like the rest of the students. Now get back to bullying and violence in school. A school uniform, can't eliminate that. I mean, how can you pick on another kid if he's wearing the same uniform as you are? And your shirt is ugly. Well, your shirt is ugly too. We have on the same thing. It kind of brings about, you can't really pick on a person like that or be bullied. Although, yeah, kids are going to have their scuffles or whatever, but that will eliminate the problem of having the finest clothes or the best clothes for another student. And those are some of the pros. Some of the cons are individuality, a person being able to express themselves individually, not actually wearing what they want to wear. Someone else looks like me every day in school. And also, it's sometimes not comfortable because you probably just don't want to go to school every day in a shirt and tie or a polo shirt and some khaki pants. Sometimes you just want to just break loose. Um, but school uniforms, good idea. At least I think so. From my experiences, sometimes worrying about what to wear the next day can be a lot of pressure on you to the point where you can't concentrate on what you're going to learn that day because you're so worried about who's going to say what about your shoes or your clothes, or who has the best gear, and are you going to look better than this person, or what girl is going to notice you, or what boy is going to notice you. It kind of gets away of what school is really about. School is really about learning, not having an everyday fashion show for 9 months of school. Sometimes, a lot of kids think that's what school is about, going to school and having the best clothes and showing off, and tend to not get good grades because of that. A school uniform can prevent that. And my own experiences in elementary school, I did wear a uniform, which was the policy for the elementary school. But as you get older in middle school and high school, a lot of schools kind of tend to stray away from that policy due to the fact of individuality or a person just wanting to be them. I think uniforms in school is a great policy to follow. A lot of states, and usually in the South, and a lot of private schools, you have to wear uniforms. Like a lot of schools in Louisiana, they have to wear uniforms due to the crime in that area. Um, Speaking from experience, again, it eliminates robbery, theft, and violence in schools. Someone has a fresh pair of Jordans, they go to football practice, and next thing you know, their Jordans are stolen. Would that happen if the students was wearing uniforms to school? A nice pair of slacks. You know, Nobody's gonna steal those because hey, I have the same thing at home, or I wore the same thing today. It kind of gets away from that big problem of theft in school and getting bullied and violence. In conclusion, I'll conclude with that. Uniform policy would be a great deal to follow. Hope everybody else thinks the same way as I do. Although you have a lot of people that would think differently, but they have their own reasons, and I have mine. And those are my reasons for thinking that uniforms in school would be a great policy to follow for all schools, private and public. Violence is a problem that we deal with every day in the United States. And, kids being into fights and violence, is a big problem, however you want to look at it or not. It's not as big as an issue as the war that's going on or the economy. But, these are the future of the United States. It's the future of our country. These kids are gonna, run the country one day. You know, try to make the best way for them possible. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.